Hi there, Carl Massy here, founder of the world's biggest gym, who specialise in personal development and coaching. And thank you for joining me, where I'm going to talk more on an NLP technique called reframing. Now, you've probably come here because you've read through my 2 or 3 pages where I've talked about this simple technique you can use for your clients, which is when they have some emotional attachment to a particular image, person, place, or whatever. We played around with that image by pushing it away to reduce the amount of emotional intensity someone's got in relation to that. So what we did was we pushed it away. We also turned moving pictures into still pictures. We made those pictures black and white. We made them fuzzy, pushed them further away. So we said in a scale of emotional intensity at its highest was, if it's a moving picture, the closer it is, if it's bright colours, if it's got sound, if it's got all of the sensory aspects that go with it, huge emotional intensity goes with it. At the other end of the spectrum, still picture, far away, black and white, distorted, fuzzy image, all of those things take that emotional intensity down low. So I said with this technique, you can either use it to raise your emotional intensity by bringing things closer, those things you want, moving picture of that red sports car that you want, feeling the upholstery, being able to smell it, putting the image there and creating this amazing thing in front of you, to reducing emotional intensity, which was, if person has a particular bad experience with a person, maybe it's a particular client of mine, her partner's ex-wife. So she has particular issues with this. So as soon as she hears that name, she sees this image right in her face. So what we worked on was making that a still picture, pushing it out, pushing it out, pushing it out. Lowers the emotional intensity so she can deal with things as they happen, rather than being in a negative emotional state. And the reason with the different states, if I'm in a negative emotional state, so if I'm angry, I'm tense. So blood doesn't flow as easily through my body. I've contracted my stomach. I'm not getting as much oxygen in. So I'm not getting as much oxygen into my brain. So I'm not in my best state. Also, when we're getting more oxygen flow, we're more relaxed. We're going to be more creative. We're going to tap in more to our right hemisphere of our brain and get more into that alpha state where we're really creating. We're creating solutions. We're creating options. We're creating better ways of doing things. That's where you want to be. In that angry state, unresourceful. In that relaxed state, highly resourceful. So we want to be in that relaxed state. So we want to push that emotion away, take down the emotional intensity, so then we can deal with that situation as good as we can. So that's the basic technique. Now, taking that technique just one step further, and a good way if someone has difficulty pushing this away, changing it. The other thing you can do is have them imagine someone that they're not a big fan of, they don't like so much. This is using the example of a person. Think of a person that you don't really like, but they don't bother you. Okay, so you get your client to think of that. Who's a person that you're not a big fan of, but they don't bother you. You don't get, nothing feels, doesn't tense you up at all when you see them. Then what you do is you picture, you get them to imagine seeing the picture of that person that they don't like so much, but doesn't bother them. What does that picture look like? Is it near or far? Is it colour? Is it black and white? Is it fuzzy? Is it clear? And get them to describe that. And then what you're going to do, the magic here, is get them then to take the image of the person they do have an issue with and push it out and make it a replica of the image where they don't have the emotional intensity. So for example, the first one, they don't have the emotional intensity. Let's say that it's far distance, black and white, a little bit fuzzy. Okay. And then we have the client with the negative emotional image, this person right in their face. We get them to push it out far, same as the other image, Black and white, same as the other image. Still picture, same as the other image. Fuzzy. And we sit it side by side. So then they actually start to feel the same sort of emotional intensity for the second one, the one that used to bother them, as the one that doesn't bother them. So that's a fantastic NLP technique and rather simple. All you're doing is playing around with the image, where someone's got it, how they're describing it within their mind. And then to help them better able to do it, or help them truly understand it and replicate it, have them picture something that doesn't bother them, that something that does bother them, it becomes an exact copy of that with a different image there. So I hope you got a lot out of that. I hope you get the opportunity to use that on your clients. If you need to, just try it on your friends and family first. Just play around with it. And you can even do it on yourself as well. Play around with where you've got your images. Get comfortable, familiar with it, and then you can use it on one of your clients. And all you need to do is, with your clients, say, look, I've just picked up this new NLP technique. I was doing some training the other day and they showed me this technique. Do you mind if I try it out? We're just going to experiment with changing some of the emotional intensity you've got related to particular things. And obviously the cavity is always, if someone has got a deep trauma or something that's deeply traumatic for them, obviously refer them to seeing a professional. And that professional may be a psychologist, a psychiatrist, a counsellor, may even be a coach. So going to see a professional life coach may help that person deal with that issue better. And the other one I recommend is Lifeline technique. Fantastic, working on the subconscious mind, amazing results with that. So again, if it's out of your range, just refer that person on and they'll be grateful that you've helped lead them to a possible solution for the feelings they're feeling. So there you go. If you've got any questions, just go to worldsbiggestgymcoach.com website, send a message off, ask any question you like, and they'll eventually land in my lap, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So here's to you doing the best for yourself, getting the best for your clients, getting more enjoyment out of what you do and getting better results when you're working with your clients. So all the very best with that. Have a fantastic day wherever you are on this wonderful planet of ours, and take care.